Welcome to the Fans Ed Sports Show. Talk about the X's and O's. Talk and break down for the success of each team.
Slow your roll.
Whether he has something to do with it or not, we are adding that to the clock.
No team gonna freaking run the ball like that. That's challenging your manhood.
Not too much.
People still remember that.
So look, I don't need to hear anything from you, Mike.
It's been a crazy week for college football.
They value seniority.
When they're looking at the schedule, that's a tough schedule. Go beat everyone.
You already know.
Let's go.
You already know.
Welcome to the Fans Ed Sports Show, hosted by your boys, Cleveland Mike and your guy Truther over here. Also produced by Walt K Disney. She cannot be here with us, so make sure you tweet her, ask her where she at, what she doing, and you can follow her and all of her social media links below. This is a college football show with a college football focus. This is our national show, man. Make sure you blowing up the chats, letting us know what you think. And also, make sure you hitting a like and
Bang on the likes,
button.
man. Bang on the likes.
Hit on the likes. This helps us grow this platform, helps us be able to do more content and more things for you all. So make sure you guys are sharing. But what's up, Cam, man? What's going on, man? How's your day? How's your week been?
Week been good, man. Slow motion, bro. Just chilling out, doing my thing, bro.
Feel it, man. Feel it, bro. Well, make sure you subscribe to Best Damn Media. We're bringing you content every single day. Today, we're going to get into recapping some of the games that we talked about last week, and then we're going to talk about some games that I think that are top matchups. But what we're also going to do is talk about why we all here. One of the big matchups. You're talking about Big Ten title on the line. You're talking about college football playoffs on the line. We're talking about Penn State going to Columbus and facing Ohio State. So we will be getting in there. Drop all your comments, all your lies, everything that you got. Drop them right there in the comments. We ready for all of it tonight, man. But let's go ahead and get into it. The first game that we got to get into is one of Cam's favorite fan bases, man. Miami takes an L to UNC. What is up with that, man? Miami fans told us they was going to come out and get the dub after the GT loss. What's up?
Look, bro, we know what it is with Miami, bro. Miami is Miami. In the words of Christopher Drew, man, them niggas is never coming back, bro. It's cooked for Miami, bro. It's over with.
Yeah.
But on a non-trolling take, bro, we know what it is with Mario, bro. Like, we know what we're going to get out of him, bro. He's a solid recruiter. He's a rah-rah guy. He knows how to get the troops going. He's a fucking off-season all-star. But when it comes to cerebral decision-making in the middle of a game, he's shown time and time again across his career that he just don't have the chops to be an elite coach. And that situation with Georgia Tech not taking a knee and taking an L, giving up the touchdown with 30, 40 seconds left, the situation coming out against UNC, not being able to play in the trenches and allowing 158 yards after the fact, after contact for UNC's running back was just all telltale signs of Miami is who we thought they were. They're trash. They're not very good. And they're a macrocosm of their fan base and what we see from the outside coming in. A lot of talk and not a lot of walk.
All right, man. Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of talk from their fan base. The whole Georgia Tech thing was definitely a coaching issue that we've seen. As Cam said, man, you know what you're going to get out of Mario Cristobal. Don't understand why the fans don't realize that, but they said that they had these DBs, that they were the real DBU, and that they were, Drake May was finally going to see some competition. But my guy goes 17-33, has 4 touchdowns, put up 273 yards, and it ended up being their quarterback who had the 2 interceptions in the game. And then, honestly, you're just talking about really really getting outrushed by a basketball school. Did you ever think that UNC would outrush Miami? That's crazy.
Yeah. We've seen them rush for what was that record-breaking performance that we've seen them have against Miami? The Manny Diaz led Miami squad was like 600 on the ground or something like that. Just 3 years ago. We've seen this type of game happening against Miami before. I mean, we were told time and time again they had the best safety duo in the nation, and it just showed up that they had a young defensive front that they've been hyping up. Right. They just didn't have the horses to get it done. And like I looked up here, just in 2020, Miami was ranked 9th in the nation, and they lost 62-26 to UNC and gave up 544 yards on the ground to UNC. So USC has a history of running on these boys, so to say.
Hey, and then we got to get to the game that I want to get to. The ones, the fans who was all in our mentions, before we played, was all on our platform talking crazy. The fans that, ended up getting beat again and ended up winning the hiding. And then they finally came outside because they got a dub against the former Heisman winner, Caleb Williams. Notre Dame beats USC 48-20. And here's the crazy part. If you have not been watching the Fans Edge, this is where you should have been. Because here at the Fans Edge and in Best Damn Media, we have been talking about this Lincoln Riley offense, talking about how USC is really not that team that everybody has been hyping up. Cam, why don't the people listen to us?
I don't know, man. If you've been watching USC football and if you've been watching Caleb Williams play football for as long as I have, you knew what was going to happen in this game against Notre Dame. Leading up, I've been saying it the whole time. Everybody been calling me a hater. I don't really like Caleb Williams' game. And I said that I don't think it's going to translate to the NFL. And do you think that it was a coincidence that he played an NFL D coordinator in Notre Dame that was able to scheme him up and get rid of that backyard boogie bullshit that we've been seeing him do that worked against all them Pac-12 schools out there in the West that was running college schematic defenses? I'm just saying. So Notre Dame had a perfect game plan. Shout out Xavier Watts, bro, who made himself a lot of money that game, picking them off 2 times. Notre Dame just looked like a team that was at home at night that was rowdy. That was the same type of team that we was getting slack for only beating 17-14, Mike. Right?
I know, yeah.
And for them to go out there, it looked like USC didn't even belong on the same field as them. So it kind of gives us 2020 hindsight what kind of nuts to Ohio State got for them to be able to go into that stadium and do that in the fashion that they did, especially coming back late with Kyle McCord when Caleb Williams looked like he couldn't even get a pass off. So shout out to Notre Dame fucking doing the Lord's work. No pun.
And here's the thing. If you guys been rocking with Best Damn Media since like last year, before we even started this platform on YouTube or whatever, in the spaces and things like that, we have talked. And also, if you've been a member of the Fans Edge for a while, you know how I have talked about Lincoln Riley and that offense and Caleb Williams. But here's the thing that a lot of people didn't pay attention to. After they beat Notre Dame last year, the camera crew and TV announcer lady, they went over to Caleb Williams, talked to him, right, at the end of the game. And they was like, hey, what did it take for you, getting this win against Notre Dame and all of that? And he said, I had to move around and scramble around to help my wide receivers get open because it looked like they were sitting on the routes, right? I think that Notre Dame kind of did what Ohio State did. They got the right pieces. They got the right cornerbacks over there. They also got some new edge guys as well who was able to hold contain on Caleb Williams, and he wasn't able to get out the pocket as much. And that's where you saw him have those mistakes. And like Cam said, man, NFL DC exposed all of that. And I know me and Cam got in a debate in the offseason with some people who told us that Lincoln Riley was a better offensive coach than Ryan Day. And I'll tell you this, that performance that I saw looked like a Big Ten West team. Looked like what we've been trying to tell all these people that's been saying, oh, USC going to come over to the Big Ten and be one of the top 2, top 3 teams in the nation. And I'm just like, it's not going to be the case when you have to play defense week in, week out, which that's what the Big Ten loves doing. So, I mean, talk about USC. And actually, before we even talk about that, we tried to tell these people about coming up here to the north, Cam, and how it's different. See, some people have not played up north when your body is cold, how the ball feels different when it's cold and it's wet. And when you get hit, I've seen a lot of USC players, acting like they were hurt or something, but people, they weren't hurt. They just got that cold shot. Talk about USC and the stuff that they're going to probably have to deal with and the adjustments Lincoln Riley going to have to make coming into the Big Ten.
They're going to have to deal with trenches. Like, that's all I can really think about this site. Trenches. They couldn't deal with that pass rush coming from Notre Dame, bro. I don't know. It's just like the depth that's going to be needed to compete week in, week out in the Big Ten. The amount of coaching that you're going to be needed coming into the Big Ten, and dealing with the weather as well, like we've been talking about. I mean, throwing in the snow and the rain and the sleet, and us at Ohio State. I mean, we already been tabbed as being soft, and we're from here because of Suedo bad performances and weather. So I don't know.
Yeah. And like you said, our guy Cam said it as well on here. Shout out Cameron Sauter. He's been loyal, best damn media guy always in here. Make sure y'all hitting that like and subscribe button. USC's O-line, super suspect. And that is coming from an OSU fan. I mean, definitely they are weak in the trenches, and you watch Notre Dame have their way with them in the trenches. And that's exactly what we expected here at the Fans Edge. We talked about it. We talked about feeling like Notre Dame had the defense and had a better defense this year than they did last year, being able to contain that Notre Dame team, man. But let's also talk about some top matchups, because there's some top matchups. There's a team that got a W against, Nick Saban last year. And this year, they go into Tuscaloosa, and their fan base definitely feels like they could get the dub against Joe Milton team and feel like they can hold the ball, run the ball, and kind of have their way against Alabama. Cam, what do you think about Tennessee versus Alabama this week?
I'm so like mundane about the Alabama, like SEC football as a whole this year, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't enjoy watching SEC football. SEC football is boring to me. But so with that being said, I think that the game is a little bit interesting, given that Tennessee kind of has a identity change this year. Mm-hmm. Everyone was expecting Joe Milton to come out and just be guns a-blazing and throwing a ball everywhere. But Mike, if somebody would have told you during the offseason that Tennessee would have the number 6 rushing offense in the nation, what would you have said? In the SEC?
I don't know. I don't know if I would have believed them.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, they kind of like did a flip-flop from that air raid to the run rate. And yeah. I think that if they can get that ground game going, and basically keep Alabama's offense off the field. I mean, they're playing solid defense with a run game. I don't know, man. This could be another trap game for Alabama, because we've seen them show laws and ability to be kind of stalled out on offense. But the issue for Tennessee is that Alabama's D-line has woken up this in this later half of the season, and I've been playing lights out the last couple of weeks. So I don't know. This game can come down to turnovers and who can control the line of scrimmage. But Tennessee's been showing that they're an elite run team. So I'm excited to see that matchup as far as the trenches go, at least.
Honestly, man, if Tennessee can play a better game off the run and the play action that Arkansas did, maybe they can get a dub. I didn't really look into this. I guess I should have, but to see how Tennessee and Arkansas's defenses rank up. But, I mean, I was very unimpressed with Alabama. You're talking about an Arkansas team who got exploited by BYU, taking L's to them. And, I mean, living in the state of Arkansas for, 10 years, I have watched this Arkansas program average a loss to nothing but group of 5 schools like almost every year. They didn't this year, but they did last year, right? I mean, to only win by 3-4 points against Arkansas with the talent that you have in Bama, I just think that's crazy. Like, Arkansas doesn't even tailgate well. I mean, I think it's crazy. So Tennessee definitely can go ahead and get this dub. The difference is this will be in Bama's house. So, I mean, I could still see Bama pulling away. Like you said, I don't understand how you're going to really get off on that secondary. I think Bama has a really good secondary as well. So you're going to have to get off the running game and hope that play action pass work.
I agree.
Yeah, and let's move on, man. We got another matchup. I think that this is interesting because somebody sent me a screenshot of what someone else had said about playing Duke in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. But, I mean, is it possible that that Duke can actually run away with the ACC? Does FSU take an L this week? Does Florida State take an L, man? Talk to me, Cam. What is going on with these basketball schools?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of narratives going around. A lot of people think that FSU is fake elite. The other half think they're real. Mm-hmm. I don't know. FSU lives and dies off of the explosive play, and Duke seems to be able to have the wherewithal to limit the explosive plays and play solid defense. So I don't know. I think that this is a game where Duke can go into FSU and make something shake because they have a quarterback that can kind of exploit the things that FSU wants to do on defense. Mm-hmm. We saw FSU sweat against Boston College. So I don't know. I mean, not North Carolina, but Duke. I don't know. They have the defense to be able to limit the possessions that FSU has used to been getting in these last couple of weeks playing the teams that they've been playing, and have elite quarterback play, especially one that's mobile and that's a little bit of a dual threat that can threaten the leverage of those DBs on the outside when he's in scramble drill to kind of create some plays. So, yeah, I will say FSU has a solid chance of taking the L this weekend to Duke, given the circumstances.
Yeah, you're talking about a Florida State team that averages 272 yards in the passing game, but Duke only average allowing on defense 133 in the country. I mean, FSU's defense has allowed more in correction. FSU has allowed more in the passing yards with 221, but Duke has held opponents to 164 yards, not 133. But here's the thing. I think Duke, if they're able to effectively run this ball, they're going to beat Florida State because they're going to be able to get everything off of that run game, and that's what they excel at. Looking at ESPN's FPI projections, They got this as FSU to win this game at 80%. Duke only has a 20% chance, but I think Duke has surprised all of us. And again, the ESPN FPI doesn't always tell everything. And with this limited play clock and the way this, the new clock rules work, if Duke keeps the ball out of FSU hands and limits their explosives, Florida State might not have a chance in this game, man. But we got to talk about what everybody came here for, man. Before we do that, I need everybody, make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button. If you have not shared this with a family member, what are you doing? Share this with a family member so that we can get everybody in here, help grow this channel, because the Fans Edge, it's y'all. Y'all are part of this show, man. Y'all would make this show go round, man. So we appreciate y'all coming out. Thank y'all. Smash that like button. But we got to get into it. Penn State at Ohio State. You're talking about two of the top 3 Big Ten teams in this conference. You're talking about games that are always close. I mean, you want to go back to the 2014 game when you're talking about going into overtime, and you're talking about where J.T. Barrett had to have a crazy performance, having no incompletions, just going crazy to drive us back. You're talking about JTT having to have a crazy game on the defensive side of the ball just for us to win that game. I mean, Cam, how excited are you about Saturday's matchup? Big noon kickoff with Joe Clark and Gus Johnson.
Look, man, I'm excited, bro. But I got more of a business approach to this game. I got more of a business approach to this game. Okay. Usually I'm really high during the week. You know how I am. I'm like a very rah. I'm just very mellow going into this game because what I see on the tape is that we should win this game. If we are who we say we are, if our defense is who we say we are, our defense should go out and have a dominating performance against this offense that, quite frankly, the statistics are kind of just a little ramped up a little bit. Got 2 63-point performances against Delaware and UMass. It's kind of inflating what they are on offense a little bit. And from what I'm seeing on tape, I mean, I'm not impressed with any of the wide receivers on the outside. They got a couple of capable guys that come in for depth, like Dante Cephas. Lambert Smith, I guess, is their number 1. But I just don't see our defense with how they've been playing, coming into a home game in a hostile environment, being locked in, giving up many plays to this offense. I'm just expecting a dominating performance to where we put the nation on notice that the Buckeyes are for real and we're coming back for that Big Ten title on our way to the playoff. So I'm looking for that statement on Saturday.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely looking for that Buckeye win. And Cam, like you said, I've been taking this with a business approach as well, man. They had me on the Buckeye roast. Make sure you check that out if you're an Ohio State fan. Every morning, 8 a.m., bright and early with Ron and Q. Make sure you check that out. So, I mean, hey, I'm excited. A little bit nervous. I do have some nerves. We'll get into those nerves later, but I do want to talk to you before we go ahead and get into the Ohio State side, because I'm sure we can go more in depth on Ohio State. Let's talk about Penn State's keys to victory. What is Penn State keys to win this game that you believe, Cam? What's going to help them win this game? What's the game plan that Manny Diaz and Mike Gersich should be coming out in?
Well, obviously, with their lack of ability to do explosive plays, staying ahead of the chains and no negative plays is going to be crucial for them. Because 3rd and long, 2nd and longs, even or stand up on a scoreboard is going to be crucial for them. Because obviously, in any situation to where Ohio State gets a lead, I don't think they're built for a comeback. I don't think that's what they do. They're very methodical, slow-moving machine on offense. And if they get off schedule with doing that pressing, I think that could be a slippery slope for them coming in. And on defense, the keys to them is to get to Kyle McCord. They get to Kyle McCord and they hit Kyle early and often. We don't know how he's going to react. We don't know what type of quarterback we will see out of him. If he's going to see ghosts, if he's going to get happy feet. Because I mean, contrary to popular belief, like we've been saying, this our offensive line is so ass, but Kyle for the most part has been on his feet. He's been upright this season. So they need to get to Kyle. They need to hit Kyle often and get it and speed up that internal clock to the point where they're knocking our offense off rhythm. Because if they let Kyle get in rhythm, throwing the ball and our offense get in rhythm and let Ryan Day get in his bag and do what he wants to do, I don't see that being good for them. So that's the keys for Penn State's defense is getting to Kyle McCord and knocking our offense out of rhythm.
Yeah, man. Getting into the keys that I believe that is going to be the keys to Penn State winning this game on the offensive side of the ball is attacking Ohio State's linebackers in coverage. If Steel Chambers is going to be out there, you definitely want to try to get a tight end or a wide receiver while they're in zone. If you can identify that it's zone, you definitely want to see if you can get a wide receiver to leak out behind Steel Chambers because Ohio State's linebackers have not done good in pass coverage. We've seen them get mossed a couple times, and I do believe Penn State has two really good tight ends. And I don't really like that our linebackers have been used that much in coverage. I kind of liked it last year where we actually had the safeties more matched up on those guys in coverage. So hopefully we'll see that. Maybe this is what Jim knows is saving it for. But Penn State definitely attacked the linebackers in coverage. Also, in the run game, you might do some pulls and things like that with that RPO that has those linebackers just sitting a hair longer and not coming downhill. That will also help them in the run game on offense. On the defensive side of the ball, honestly, I think Cam hit it on the head. They got to get to Kyle McCord. Also, stopping the run game. It looked like Ohio State and that O-line might have started gelling in the running game. And one thing that we have seen with Kyle McCord be very dangerous off that play action pass. They like to use that and hit Marv down the field. We've seen a whole lot more down the field throws starting off this year than we did kind of starting off last year. So those are my keys to win the game for Penn State. But Ken, we got to talk about Ohio State, man.
What's up? Tell us about them, bro. Let me hear some.
What are your keys to victory for Jim Knowles on the defensive side of the ball? So let's talk the defense before we go ahead and get into the offense. What is Jim Knowles' keys to victory in winning this game against Penn State?
Jim Knowles has to find a way to protect our linebackers in space. I think Jim Knowles, this is the game where Jim Knowles kind of goes back to his old school mentality. We see the Jim Knowles that he always really wants to be, which is exotic blitzes and leaving his man corners on an island. I'm assuming that he's going to say, you know what? We're just going to blitz the house. We're going to send exotic blitzes, and we're going to press man, and we're going to see what happens on the outside, and my guys versus their guys. Like I told Mike on Mark Rogers earlier today, I said, I really don't think that this is an X's and O's game. I think it's just like last year, it's a Jimmy's and Joe's type of game where it's just going to be about individual players wanting it more, making more plays, and man to man lining up next to the guy who's beating whose guy. more so about who's scheming what and who's doing this, like whose quarterback is making the throws, whose wide receivers is high pointing the ball, whose trenches one or more, who's more physical. I think those are more the things that's going into this game more so than scheme and philosophy and all of that stuff, bro. So I just think that Jim Knowles is going to let loose for this game and say, I'm going to let the dogs eat. I'm a blitz. I think we're going to see a lot of Sonny Styles off the edge. A lot of Sonny Styles rob in the middle. Just a lot more exotic things that we saw last year, but this time we're going to actually not give up 80-yard bombs 3 times a game. So,
yeah, me and Cam and everybody over here at Best Damn Media, we've been of the belief that, we liked the Jim Knowles scheme last year. And like Cam was saying after the Team Up North game, like Jim Knowles really schemed some things up. We just did not have those guys who can actually cover and, down the field. You got a Cam Brown who runs a freaking 4.57, which is basically a 4.6. Or what was it, a 4.67 or something like that? Dude shouldn't have been like on an island at all. You see the development in Lathan Ransom and Josh Proctor when they actually have when they've actually had a full development. They was coming off injury. Now they have full season development. So shout out Perry Eliano and what he's able to do. So, yes, someone also said the safeties need to cover the tight ends in this game. I believe that. If you see that, like I remember, Lathan Ransom talking about no offseason work at all, just taking nothing but mental reps and what he was able to do, shutting down Michael Mayer last year in the Notre Dame game. Like, I really think that our safeties are built to take away these tight ends. We just haven't seen Jim Knowles do it. Is it because he hasn't wanted to put it on film yet? We don't know. I'm hoping Cam's right. Like, we come out and see some of that aggressive stuff because that's what I want to see. And also another key to victory is not allowing Penn State to have that one wide receiver that somehow always goes off, because maybe this could be the year where they have a quarterback and it could bite us. So don't let that one receiver go off on us this year.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we got to get into the offensive side of the ball, man. This is something that Buckeye fans have been very, very critical about, man. Has been this offensive side of the ball. Cam, what's Ohio State's keys to victory on the offensive side?
I think we just need to stay on schedule. We need to stay on schedule. We can't have those stupid, like, just those dumb. You know how we all like with this offense this year. It's like, we'll come out, throw a bubble screen and it'll like go out of bounds, and then it's like 2nd and 10. You know what I'm saying? Or like, we can't have negative run plays. Just stay on schedule, stay in rhythm, so Ryan Day and our offensive staff can come up with a game plan and see what's working and what's not, and we can set up certain type of things that can work in the second half versus just shooting ourselves in the foot with 2nd and 3rd and longs because we don't execute on first down. So I think first down execution is going to be huge for us in this game, because this is not a defense that we want to be in a 3rd and long situation with very often, and limiting the things that we can do as far as play calling, especially with Kyle at quarterback. No offense, but it's not necessarily a magician back there. So I think that's going to be the main key. And also, watching the film, I think that we should just run. We should be doing straight power to the inside. I think the matchup with Donovan Jackson, Hinsman, and Matthew Jones, I think that we win 3 across the board. I don't think that their 3 techs or their shades are very big, especially for a defensive team that's supposed to be top 10, top 5, top 3, top 1 so far. I think that we could kind of lean on them for as the quarters go on to get those tough yards that we need, especially if we get a lead. So I think that we need to focus on the inside running game and winning on first down and staying on rhythm. This is the keys on offense for us.
Yep, we are talking keys to Ohio State offensive winning the game. What is those keys? Drop them in the comment. Let us know what you think those keys are to winning this Penn State at Ohio State game. Honestly, I think this game comes down to the keys to victory is Ohio State, not Ohio State. Ryan Day, the Ohio State coach, not being timid, not being tight. Being in his bag, getting creative, like we kept seeing on those. When you rewatch the game, you're like, man, Ryan Day was in his bag. He got creative, showed some misdirections in the run game, in the pass game, with some RPOs. Like, also, like Cam said, letting this run game get off. If you allow this run game to get off, and this offensive line handles their business in the run game, staying on schedule. Them safeties start biting down a little bit more. Ohio State is going to cook over top. Like, as long as there's not too many underthrown balls and stuff like that. But yes, also, you're talking about adding another package in with the Devin Brown. I kind of want to see if Ohio State can build off of that. I think that Devin Brown is a weapon. He's thrown some of the prettiest balls this season from an Ohio State quarterback that we have seen. One to Carnell Tate and then one to Brandon Ennis. You're just talking about dots, and you're talking about a guy who's getting in there a little bit rusty and things like that, who has made mistakes, but that's something that, you need the reps for because Kyle's made those mistakes as well. But Kyle has been able to work through those because he's gotten reps. You're able to go back on film, look those over. That's what reps are for. And I just think the more reps that Devin gets in that package, it is going to be curtains for a lot of people if Ohio State's able to continue to go in this game. Cam, there's some comparisons about these two teams. Do you have any comparisons that you would like to talk about these two teams?
Comparison to what? Comparing to what?
Comparing players, a style, anything, any comparison. I'll go first then while you think about it. Like, my comparison is Drew Aller and Kyle McCord talking about those mistake plays. I've seen both of these guys make a couple terrible throws that should have been intercepted, right? Everybody wants to talk about those throws by Kyle McCord, but I don't think that people are talking enough about those throws from Drew Aller. We saw him make a few of those throws in the Northwestern game, and Northwestern just wasn't able to capitalize. We've seen Kyle do it several times, like where you're just like, Kyle, like, he's going to give you that one. What was that type of throw? Like, so, here's the thing. One of these defenses can capitalize if one of these quarterbacks is going to do it. So who feel more comfortable? Is Drew Aller going to show in his home state that he's more comfortable? Or is Kyle McCord going to show that, hey, Ohio State is his home and it's his time to reign?
Oh, man.
Or what's a comparison that you think Penn State fans think that you probably just want to go ahead and kill that noise?
I don't know, bro. I think it just comes down to which quarterback. I feel like Drew Aller has to do more to win than Kyle does. So I don't really feel like it's a equal comparison. Because it's like,
because Kyle got the skill guys, and
like we both got great running backs, but Drew doesn't have a Marv out there that on third and long that he can use his God-given talent to throw open and make a play, and that he knows that Marv's going to come down with it. Like, he doesn't have a Mecca's. He doesn't have a Carnell coming off the bench. So he doesn't have those things. So it kind of makes me just feel like comparing him and Kyle's situation is kind of unfair in a way. I feel like Drew needs to be above and beyond as a quarterback versus where Kyle just needs to like not get in the way and then just do and take what's there and keep things rolling. You know what I mean? But Drew's going to be asked to make plays. This game is going to be asked to elevate his team to a higher level to win this game, where I think that Kyle is not asked to elevate our offense in any means, just run it. So
right.
Yeah, so that's how I feel. But yeah.
I feel it. Hey, right now, go ahead. I'm looking for questions in here. And we are about, and I'm going ahead and I'm starring all the questions. So if you got questions, drop your questions right now. If it's something that you want us to talk about, drop it right now, because after we give our final takes, we're getting right into that. So I think it's that time, Cam. We got to do it. We haven't done it in a while, man. I think it's time for us to get our lives off, Cam, man. Go ahead, man. Get your lives off with your final takes. Final takes, man.
Man, listen, bro. My name is Truther, bro. So my lies really be truths, but I think that you want to hear a lie? I got you. Here's a lie. I think that we're psyching ourselves out in this game, but I think that there's not going to be a moment in this game to where we feel like Ohio State's not in control. I feel like we go through this game for 4 quarters knowing that we're the better team and that we're going to come out with a win. That's how I feel about this game.
All right. Well, they want me to go ahead and get my lines off, man. Hey, like Cam said, sometimes I might get my lie off and that shit might pop, boy. But honestly, man, if Denzel Burke is not able to go, find me a prop, Buckeye Nation, right now. Find me a prop for a Jermaine Matthews anytime touchdown. I mean, not touchdown, anytime interception, because it's going to happen. I really think that Ohio State's DBs have gotten better. The one thing that I have told you all that they need to continue to work on.
is bike.
Yeah, it's back. The one thing that they need to work on is fighting through their hand placement and knocking those balls out. That's it. They've been there, all of that, right? Like Cam was saying, you force them to have to put the ball downfield. I think I can see a Jermaine Matthews, INT. I can see a Lathan Ransom, INT, where it looked like the safeties might be coming downhill. Boom, they drop back. Drew Allen might try to take a chance. Also, it's something about Larry Johnson in this Penn State game. Like I was saying earlier in the show, Joey Bosa, he got a nasty sack throwing the linebacker into the quarterback. Sam Hubbard came out and he tackling Tracy McSwirly and Saquon Barkley at the same time.
Who the fuck is Tracy McSwirly?
I mean, not is it not?
I mean, that's low-key his name, but like,
I mean, might as well be Tracy McSwirly, man. I mean, hey, he got put in a swirly every time he played. That's just about anyway. And you got my guy Chase Young. You just continue to see one defensive lineman continue to take over the game. And last year we saw it in JTT taking over the game, man. And to be honest, it's crazy to say this, but me and Cam talked about this on Mark Rogers. I don't think that it might be a defensive end that takes over this game. Cam, tell the folks who might take over this goddamn game.
Man, you tell him, man. You tell him, bro. This is your live, bro. You gotta cook it, man. Cook it up, bro. Serve it to me. Serve it to me. I'm ready to eat. Serve it to me.
Hey, they told us, y'all ain't got no D tackles. Oh, look at these motherfuckers y'all got. Hey, what we tell them, Cam? We ain't got them undrafted motherfuckers on this team no more. We got motherfuckers that's about to go into probably the first round if he keep playing like he doing. If he balls out in this game, you can call it right now. You can go ahead and put me on the motherfucking record. If he balls out, if Tyreek Williams balls out this game, he going first round. Put me on the record, baby. Yeah, that's my line that I'm getting off, man.
I'm gonna say this right now. Tyreek Hall, not Tyreek Williams, and Mike Hall Jr. Bash Brothers this weekend.
Yeah, bro. Hey.
Party in the backfield.
We got Penn State fans.
We got good drink, man. We got some girls back there, man. Meet us in the backfield on Saturday in Happy Valley, man. We're gonna be in the backfield, bro. All goddamn game.
All right, Cam. We got to get into these questions. I went ahead and started them. My guy Karen Sauter said, you guys think we see some dumb shit from Franklin like we did before with fake punt?
No.
Yeah, I don't see it this game. I think that he has the confidence in his team, and on the defensive side and offensive side, his offensive coordinators have built that confidence in him. I don't think that you're going to see no crazy stuff from James Franklin now. If the game might get out of hand and stuff, maybe you do see him, try to catch Ohio State off. Now, is it possible that they could do a trick play on offense? Yes. But like a fake punts or something like that? No, I don't see that, man. And they want to know what's our score prediction. If our offense doesn't get off, I can see this game probably being like 24-21 type game, right? If the offense gets off, put me down. I say 35-17 if the offense gets off.
My score prediction in stone, 27-13 Buckeyes.
All right. Cam, let the people know, how would you feel after an L?
I wouldn't feel good because I don't think that the teams in the Big Ten player for player are on our level. So if we lose this game to Penn State, that's because we got outcoached, and that would be another negative on the stat sheet for Ryan Day, especially being at home. This is not a game that Ryan Day should lose or could lose. This should be an Ohio State Buckeye W, and that's what we were expecting as a fan base. And if he takes an L here, I feel like his seat is going to get a little warm. But there's no rush to fire anybody because we're going into an extended playoff, and it's just like, these games the next couple years is not going to make or break your season. And Ryan Day's 35-0 against teams not named Michigan in the Big Ten. So why else would I think we would take an L? So
yeah. Ryan Day normally gets up for these type of games. It's just been that rivalry game that has stumped him a couple times, but. How would I feel out there? I wouldn't feel good at all, but I'll be standing on the page. Make sure you check me and Cam out post game after the Ohio State and Penn State game on the Voice of College Football, Ohio State. So if you don't have that or not subscribe to that, make sure you like that and be following me and Cam on social media because we'll be posting that. We'll be doing that post game instant reaction right after the game on Saturday. But, I'll be outside. I mean, hey, they might ruin my Saturday, but I'll still be outside. I stand in the paint no matter what, man. Cam, they got a question for you. Are you drinking Tito's?
No, I wish I was. I'm just a little tired today under the weather, man. But
what about game day? You going to drink some Tito's and orange juice? What you drinking on game day?
I don't drink Tito's in the fall. I'm going to be on that Jameson and sodas. Okay. Tito's is a summer thing, like more of an off-season summer thing for me. But I will be on the Jameson and soda water.
Jameson and soda water, man. Hey, make sure that y'all doing us that big favor of hitting that like and subscribe button as we get right into these comments and these chats. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button. All right, we got another one. Do you think Marvin Harrison goes off? Honestly, I'll tell you this, Matthew. I've been thinking about it because one thing that we do know about Marv is he doesn't really do too well or likes going up against those physical press man corners. And I believe Penn State does have those guys. Now, hopefully this is something that he's seen on film. He has given shout out to these guys. I think Marv's a dog, man. That competitive nature is going to come out in him. Marv definitely was working on the jugs machine, even though the rain was probably the reason why, he dropped some of them balls, but it could be a factor in this one. So I think Marv does go off. Marv's definitely going to have over 100-something yards. Definitely put Marv down for a touchdown. This is something where you see Ryan Day in his bag, scheming Marv wide open.
I don't know. I don't know if we see Marv go off because I think for Marv to go off, we're going to have to see the type of throws that C.J. Stroud was throwing them last year. And a little nugget was C.J. Stroud was actually improvising a lot of the route trees and the plays that was getting Marv open last year at the line of scrimmage. So I don't think we're going to see that type of quarterbacking from Kyle McCord. So if it's within the scheme that Marv can go off, then he will. But Kyle's not going to do anything extra or extraordinary to get the ball to him. So I will say we see a typical Marv game tomorrow, more so than seeing him just go off and go crazy, in my opinion.
Okay. I just think Ryan Day going to be in his bag, man. Ryan Day, if you let me down, boy, we're going to be fighting.
I think we could see somebody else go off.
Be in this slot.
I think we could see another person possibly go off, but they're going to be keying on Marv, and I don't think that our quarterback is going to,
I got you.
Drop that bitch in there.
My guy Citizen says, I want to know why is this game at noon? And the reason why is Fox owns the Big Ten, man. Fox owns Big Ten. This is a game that they pick. They want all of their prime time game on noon because ESPN and other networks already have those prime time slots, and they felt like this was the best thing for them to do these noon games, and this is one of the games that they pick. So it is what it is.
Yep. I mean, it sucks for us, but the numbers are the numbers. I mean, it's a great business decision by them because everybody that's at home love big noon kickoffs. It's really the people that are going to the games and that are yearning for a rowdy environment or that's really being affected by the big noon kickoff. And also the thing that Fox doesn't understand, that big noon kickoffs affects our ability to recruit the West Coast. With all of our games being at noon, it's hard to get kids on red-eye flights when our game kicks off at 9 a.m. their time over there in California when they had a game on Friday night or whatever like that. So it's been kind of a challenge with us recruiting kids with these early kickoffs for all of our big games, but it seems like our boosters and our staff did a pretty good job of getting kids out for these official visits for this game. So we have a stacked visiting list. So yeah, it's Fox.
Man, our guy Matthew, another question. Does Trey get a big touchdown run? I'll tell you this, if that offensive line, I know it was Purdue, and Purdue's not the best in the trenches, but the offensive line, you didn't see Fryer blocking and running into his own jersey, right? Into another red jersey. The guys were where they were supposed to be and hats on, and they had hats on hats, right? If those holes are open like they were in the Purdue game, I think you can see Trey take one to the house where you see Dallin might not have been able to, or I know that they will definitely try to work Trey in the screen game as well, which you can kind of count that as a run. So, yeah, I think Trey gets a big touchdown.
I don't know. I got to see the injury report if Trey even gets carries like that, honestly, because I'm hearing that it's more of a rib type injury. So a rib injury for your running back spells bad news for anyone. So we'll see how Trey feels.
He better get that rib cage, boy. I always play with my rib cage. I don't know what these players. But honestly, these days they barely got any pads on, anyways, man. I remember back when I was playing, everybody used to cut their little knee pads up, making them smaller. No, I ain't risking nothing. Nothing. All right. Who is wide receiver 3 without a Mecca? I mean, honestly, I think you could possibly see XJ back out there again. Honestly, I like when XJ's out there. I think he's been adding a different wrinkle. And the man always cooks when he get out there every time. Now, I do wish he had a call.
You ready for a hot take for me?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's hear it.
XJ is our best runner in between the tackles.
Oh.
Go watch all the film you've ever seen XJ at running back. He is the best running back in between the tackles. Him and Dallin Hayden have the best vision.
He's not afraid of contact. Like I was talking, I think I said it on our post game after the show. Like you could see what XJ did when he got the ball and he was about to get hit. He was the reason why he was able to get more yards when he got the ball on that little the little end around kind of option pass that they did. The reason why he was able to get the yards is he kind of surprised the defender. He didn't wait till the tackle came to him. He went into the defender. Like, that's the type of plays that I like to see. Like, when he did that, I hopped up on my chair. I was like, yeah, because that's how you get those extra yards. Defenders don't think that, oh, this guy's going to throw a shoulder into me and stuff like that. It kind of gives the defender a little shock for a minute. So, but yeah, XJ is a problem. And like we also talked on the Mark Rogers show today, you know, we talked about XJ. He's the better slot. Maybe you move Emeka to the outside where he was originally supposed to be last year, back when we had JSN, man. And my guy Darnell said, I'm here to get my lies off. I didn't see him post any other lies after that. Yeah, I ain't see no other lies. So, yeah. All right, Darnell. We appreciate you stopping through, man. My guy Philip said, how many rushing yards does OSU need to win this game?
I don't think it's more so about the amount of yards. I think it's more so about the amount per carry. Like, we need to get how many yards are we getting when we need to run a ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we need to be around that 4.5 yard a carry mark to be where we want to be as an offense. So whatever that entails. But as far as yards goes, I don't really have an exact number.
Yeah, and we're not sure if Trey Egbuka or Burke is playing. You know how Ohio State likes to keep it to the vest. Now, I did go back on the Peacock app to go watch the game, and I had to go through and with the commercials and stuff to go see what this injury was that Burke had. And you know, it was the one long run that they had that he stopped or whatever. It kind of looked like maybe his ankle, or I kind of heard it was an upper body injury, but it kind of might have looked like maybe his ankle was something messed up or something. But he ended up playing the very next snap, and then they end up putting Jermaine Matthews out there next. So I'm not too sure what it is. Hopefully we'll find out maybe tonight or tomorrow, or like 2 hours before the game when the availability report drops. So be looking for that at 10 o'clock sharp. Well, we got a couple more questions. Or one more question before we get out there. If they loses this game and that team up north, pack the bags, Myers itching. I mean, everybody say that they want Meyer back, but man, I mean, do you take Meyer back if you lose that Purdue game like we would have last week? I mean, I understand where everybody's coming from, but Urban Meyer's not like, he definitely made, like, we have a whole segment. Y'all need to go look back at it. It's like a whole video of the transition of Urban Meyer and Ryan Day. And honestly, I believe if Ryan Day did not take over when he did, we could have been on a pretty bad trajectory with Urban Meyer if going forward with Tate Martell as our quarterback and not having the right OC and all of that stuff and keeping Billy Davis in our linebacker room. So, yeah, what's your take on that, Cam?
Ryan Day's got us on the right trajectory. We're fine.
Yep. I agree with that. And then with this extended playoff, I think we'll be fine as well, man. Everybody, again, make sure that you smash and you kill that like button, man. It helps us grow. We are here every Wednesday, 7:30. We had to push the show back a little bit today, but yeah, we're here normally at 7:30. Disney will be back with us next week. Cam, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at I Know Things 19 on Twitter. See you later.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at 216_wildboy. Also, like I said, we're here, Fans Edge, every Wednesday, 7:30. You can catch me and Cam every Sunday at 10 a.m. Our flagship show, Buckeye BS, 10 a.m. Sundays. Catch Ron and Q every Monday, 8 a.m. for the Buckeye Roast. You got Dog's Film Room. I don't think it'll be on this platform. Ron and Dog have been talking about moving it to Discord, so make sure you go in our description. Hit that link. Join the Discord, man. It's all types of content in there, different fan bases in there. We got NFL, NBA, music, hip-hop, all that stuff. So make sure you check us out there, man. And again, we appreciate y'all, and we are out.